Good old 4 versus 5 matchup in the Western Conference as the Houston Rockets will host the Utah Jazz. I actually think this will be a really good series. If you remember correctly, last year, Houston and Utah faced off in the second round, and Donovan Mitchell, it was just too much for him. He had to be the primary playmaker and the primary scorer. That became too much for him. Remember, Ricky Rubio went down with an injury that I personally believe affected that series. Well, Rubio is healthy this year after a lot of trade speculation at the deadline with the Jazz moving to Memphis for Mike Conley. That didn't happen. This is probably this Jazz team as currently constructed last go around together as a unit. The Jazz are going to be looking for a point guard. Rubio's got something to prove. I think Joe Ingles will have a good series. Look, this is going to be a dog fight. Ricky Rubio is the X factor to me in this series by far, just because he wasn't there last year. And Donovan Mitchell as a rookie, I mean, the weight on his shoulders was just too much. And to top all that off, occasionally he had to guard James Harden, Chris Paul. That's too much. I got this bad boy going 6 games. I think the Rockets win it. Look, I'm going to be honest. James Harden and Chris Paul, they're in a different tax bracket than this Utah Jazz team. They just simply need this series for their legacy's sake more than the Utah Jazz needed. I typically like to give the edge to need-based franchises and players. James Harden, Chris Paul, they have to get to the next round to likely get that rematch against the team that eliminated them in 7 games last year, the reigning 2-time NBA champion Golden State Warriors. James Harden and Chris Paul, they got to figure this one out. I think it's a really good series. I think Utah maybe shocks Houston, wakes them up, and wins game 2. After that, Houston turns it around, wins 3 out of the next 4. And again, Houston's going to win this one in 6 on the Utah Jazz on that tough home court. I got the Rockets. Who do you have? Talk to me in the comment box below. NBA playoffs are underway. Good old 4 versus 5. Houston versus Utah. I'm so excited. I can't wait.